Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a fun one for you today. If I just roll down here, we got some little testimonials there. And we've got some animated images rolling around on top. Now that's going to get your eyeballs on them pretty quickly if you've got something like that going on. Really easy to do. Got to do a bit of CSS coding for this today. But as usual, I'll put that down below, so don't let it put you off. Let's get started. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder so we can build on the front end. Let's roll on down. And we'll delete this row and start from scratch. Okay, well, let's add a new little row here. Little green button to add a row. I'll keep this more simple today. I'm just going to add 2 columns for my testimonial. And inside, funny enough, we're going to use a little testimonial module. There it is right there. Just going to give it a background color so we can see what's going on. Under content, it's always where you'll find background. Let's make mine purple. I guess I'll make it the same color as it was before. Text is fine. Can't really read the name there. So I'm going to hit the little paintbrush. Let's make that white in color. I'm not going to change the name of the text. I'll leave it just as it is. It's a fictional person I've got here. Now to edit the actual image, still under content, if we go to image, there it is. Now I'm going to pop in a little image of this chap here. To get that round image, you want to start off with a square image. If you put a portrait size one in there, you may find you've got an oval. So start off with a square image if you want a perfectly round image. Great. Now we need to find out what this class name is so we can target it with a bit of CSS. If you actually go over to Advanced, Custom CSS here, and roll down, here's the actual testimonial portrait. If we hit the question mark, it'll tell you it's got that class name, ETPB Testimonial Portrait. I'm going to copy that. Or you can right click and inspect when you're on the front end, when you're not in the builder if you want to. So we know that's got this class name. I'll make a note of that over there. And if we go up to the top, we'll give this whole module a class because it may have other testimonials you don't want to affect with this. So in CSS class, not ID, let's call it tspin for testimonial spin. Call yours what you want. It wants to be unique though. And I like mine to make a bit of sense to me. Great. Well, we'll save that, and to make this actually happen today, we've got to write a bit of code. Okay, well, I'm going to add a new little row, little green button. Inside, I'm going to put a single column. We're going to add a code module to write our code. Funnily enough, there it is right there. Now, the only bit of code I can't put down below are these style tags. And the style tags are left pointy bracket, the word style, right pointy bracket. When you put in the right pointy bracket, you'll put the closing style tag in. If you're writing this in your additional CSS panel or custom CSS, you do not need those style tags. If you're using it in a code module like I am, because we're just using testimonials on this page, you'll need to put the style tags in. Okay, well, we give that a class of tspin. All classes have a dot or a period in front, then a T and spin. And we want to affect that class name that we had, which was ETPB Testimonial Portrait that I copied. Now we want to open and close some curly brackets and tell it what we want it to do. So I'm going to say I want it to animate, so I'm going to say animation. You've got to give that animation a name. So let's say colon, and I'll reverse it a bit. Spin T will do for me for spin testimonial. Can't be the same as our class name up as above. And I want mine to run for 10 seconds. The actual animation, so it's going to take 10 seconds to spin that around. I want it to be linear so it does it at a constant rate. And I want it to keep on going and going, so I'm going to say infinite. Let's put a semicolon on there. Then we need to drop down below this and actually create that animation. We're using keyframes to do this today, so I'm going to say at keyframes. Then the name of the animation, which was spin T. Then we can open and close some more curly brackets and tell it what we actually want it to do. Well, at 0% or when the page loads, I'm going to say 0%. second one of our 10-second animation there. Let's open and close some more curly brackets. I want it to rotate, so I'm going to use transform rotate, colon, rotate. I want it to rotate around the y-axis so it spins like a top. So I'm going to put a capital Y on the end, then open some round brackets here. Inside, I can tell it how much I want it to rotate. Well, initially, not at all, so I want the 0 degrees. Now I'm going to copy that from the 0 to that first curly bracket there. Remember, the second one's encapsulating the whole animation, so we don't need that. Once I copy that, I'm going to drop down and paste it just down below. I'm going to make that 100%. And at the 100% mark, I want it to flip all the way around to 360. Once I put this in, you should see it start to rotate. So 360. And as you can see, it's rotating around that x-axis. And it's taking 10 seconds to revolve. If you want to speed it up, make that a smaller number. If you want to slow it down, make it a bigger number. And that's working perfectly for me. Once you've done that once, you can just duplicate it very easily. Let's just save this. Well, I'll do one more for you. I'm just going to clone this module or hit the duplicate button there. Now I've got 2 of them. Drag it to where you want it. You can go in there. You can change the text, obviously, the name, the amount of text you've got in there. If you've got varying amounts of text and you want to keep them the same height, you can do that by going over to Design, Sizing, and give them a minimum height or a height to fix the height on those. We just want to change out the image on this one though to make it slightly different. So I'm going to go to Content, Image, and we'll swap that fella for this young lady perhaps. We'll save our changes there. Let's save the page changes, make sure this is going to work on the front end. We'll exit the visual builder. Once loaded, we can roll on down. And there we have them. They're in sync with each other, rolling around. And that's a nice little eye-catching feature to have on your site. So there you go, guys. There's how to create some animated testimonial images for your little website. Like I say, that's going to get people's eyeballs on it pretty quickly, which is what you want with a website. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget the code that I wrote down below the video for anybody that just wants to copy and paste. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.